guys, so this is 1.4 inverses of functions. I think you'll see why we're doing these two sections at the same time. The first one, the translation one, is new stuff. This really isn't the inverse of functions. So inverse of functions, let's talk about it a little bit. An inverse relation is, it reverses the pairings in the relationship. So your points, all your x and y flip. Your y's now become your x's, and your x's now become your y's. That's an inverse relationship. So if you're just given a function, like if you're just given, you know, the written formula for the function, there's some basic steps to find the inverse of that function. So step one, we substitute y for f of x. We just replace y with f of x. Then we solve for x in terms of y. We just solve for x and then leave y as a variable. Then we interchange x and y. We flip it. And then we replace y with f to the -1 of x. That just means inverse function of x. That's how we say that. So let's look at example one. I think you guys are going to pick this up quick. So to find the inverse of f of x equals 3x plus 4, here's our original function. This is what we're starting with. So step one, substitute y for f of x. That's all I've done here. I put in y for f of x here. So y equals 3x plus 4. And then step two, we're going to solve for x in terms of y. Just algebra, right? Oh, I need to solve for x. That means I need to get x by itself here, right? So first step, I need to subtract the 4, move the 4 over. Now I need to divide by 3. So when I divide by 3, gets rid of it from over here, right? And then puts it, and then I have this equation left. So my x equals y minus 4 over 3. Just leave it just like that. So now my next step, I need to interchange my x and y. All I do is flip-flop. So here, where I had x equals y minus 4, now I have y equals x minus 4. That's just what interchange x and y means. Switch them, switch them. And then finally, my last step, I need to replace that y with inverse of x. So here's my final answer. Once I've got this, I just replace my y with f negative 1 of x equals x minus 4 over 3. Boom, we did it. We found the inverse of this function. And then I've got another example here for you. So find the inverse of this. First, by step one, right, I need to substitute y for f of x. That's right here. And then I need to solve for x. So multiply both sides by 6. That gives me 6y equals x 1. Then I need to subtract that 1, right, to get my x by itself. So that gives me 6y minus 1 equals x. I just kind of put the x on the left side. It's just easier to see that way for me. Then interchange my x and y. So that gives me y equals 6x minus 1. Then finally replace my y with inverse f of x, or -1 of x equals 6x minus 1. I don't think you guys are going to have much trouble with this. Again, this lesson is being put up at the same time as 1.3. Not a lot of questions on your homework. And the ones that are on there, I think, relate pretty well to the notes here. I think you should be able to if not, give me a question. This is all kind of new Algebra 2 stuff. So if you get stuck on something, let me know. Shoot me an email. I'll set up you know, a personal tutorial time with you and help you through it. Bye.